In this session, we will be looking at derivations, leftmost derivations, rightmost derivations, and derivation trees. And for that, we will consider the simple example wherein S is the start symbol, S produces AB, A produces AA, capital A, or AA, then B produces B, capital B, or simply B. And let's consider a simple string belonging to this language A, B, and the derivation. So what I have done, initially we applied the first production, S produces AB, then we applied this production, A produces AAA, so that this A was replaced by AAA, then we again applied the same production, but this time we applied A produces AA, so this A was replaced with AA, and finally we applied this last production, B produces B, and the variable B was replaced with small b. Now what I will do, we will consider some more derivations of the same string, and we will try to see what are the differences between these various derivations. Okay, so for that what we will do, let's try some certain other derivations like S produces AB as before. The first derivation starting with the starting symbol cannot be changed. Then the second derivation we will go for is, we will replace this B with small b, so it will be AB. Then we will replace this A with, okay, so here I am replacing B, now we are going to replace this A with the first production, so AA, capital A, and then B, and then again we are going to replace this A with the second production, so it will become A, and B. Okay, now after that, let's try one more derivation. Say S produces AB, then S produces, we will replace this variable AA, then capital A, capital B, then we will replace this B with A, small b, and now we will replace this A with 2A, so it will become AA, and finally B. Now see, what are the differences between these various derivations? Herein we had two variables, we replaced the leftmost variable, then again we had two variables, we replaced the leftmost variable, and then only one variable was left, we replaced that variable. Okay, in this example, in this case, in the third derivation, first of all we replaced leftmost derivation, the leftmost variable, then we replaced the rightmost variable, and then only one variable was left which was replaced. And in this case, we replaced the rightmost variable in the first part, and then only one variable was left, and then it was replaced. Now herein we get two types of derivations. One are called as leftmost derivations, and second category is called as rightmost derivations. Now when you replace, each time when you replace the leftmost variable, it will be called as leftmost derivation, and whenever you always replace a rightmost variable, then it will be called as rightmost derivation. Now see, if you observe this third category, it is neither leftmost derivation nor rightmost derivation, because what is the reason? Here we are replacing the left variable, so it cannot be called as rightmost derivation, because what is the rule of rightmost derivation? Every time you will replace the rightmost variable. Here we replace left variable from these two, and that's why this grammar cannot be called as a rightmost derivation. This derivation cannot be called as a rightmost derivation. Then herein, out of these two variables, we replaced the rightmost variable, and therefore this derivation cannot be called as leftmost derivation. So whenever you replace left variable, it cannot be called as rightmost, and whenever you replace right variable, it cannot be called as leftmost. And that is why this particular derivation is neither rightmost nor leftmost. And you can observe this derivation belongs to the category of leftmost derivation, and this derivation belongs to the category of rightmost derivation. So I will write down Rm for rightmost and Lm for leftmost derivation. Okay, and we will see one more thing, that how these derivations can be represented with the help of derivation tree. So what we will do, we will start with the start symbol. Okay, then we will replace this S with AB, and that's why I will give two child nodes here. one will be the variable A, another will be variable B in the given order. Okay, so you need to write down A before B. So if you write it down like this, BA, then it will become wrong because the production is S produces AB. So A should be the left child and B should be the right child. Then we replace this B with small b and we replace this A with this string A capital A. So it will be A and then again the variable A, and finally this variable A was replaced with small a and small a. And if you collect the terminals of this tree from left to right side like this, then you will get A and B, which is nothing but it is called as yield of the tree, and this particular tree that we have drawn is called as derivation tree. And what is the significance of derivation tree? Whenever you write down actual derivations, then the derivations can be categorized as leftmost, rightmost or none. Okay, because which variable you are replacing, that matters whenever you write down a derivation. Okay, because whenever you go from one step to another step, you will have to select the variable that you are going to replace, and your selection can be either based upon leftmost variable or your selections can be either based upon rightmost variables, and correspondingly you will get either leftmost derivations or rightmost derivations. Now, what is the speciality of this particular tree? There is nothing called as leftmost derivation tree or rightmost derivation tree. There is simply a derivation tree, and you can replace the variables in whatever order you want. What does that mean? Let's do it once again. First of all, I will take leftmost derivation here. So I would like to draw the derivation tree for leftmost derivation, and for that what we will do, we will replace this leftmost variable with A. Now again we have got two variables, capital A, capital B. Again I will replace the leftmost variable with A, and then we will replace this only remaining variable with the symbol B. Okay, we will get a tree like this. Remember this tree, it is S, A, B, A and B and B. And what did I do? I tried to draw derivation tree for the leftmost derivation. Now what we will do, we will draw the tree for rightmost derivation. For that what I need to do, I will replace this B with small b. Okay, rightmost derivation. Now only variable left is A, so it will be replaced with A, and finally this A will be replaced with A and A. Again you get the same derivation tree that we obtained in the first case, and let us try the derivation tree for this third case also, for this third derivation, which is neither leftmost nor rightmost. So first of all we will replace left variable, so this A will become A capital A. Then let us go for the right replacement B, and then again go for the remaining replacement. So this A will be replaced with again small a, but in this case also the derivation tree is same. So what does that mean? Whenever you write down derivations in the sentential forms, which variable to be replaced with will vary, and that's why you may get different types of derivations like leftmost, rightmost or a mixture of two. But whenever you draw the derivation tree is not going to change. For all the three derivations we are getting same derivation tree. Remember very well, for all the three derivations we are getting the same derivation tree, and that is the important property of derivation tree. It focuses on the structure of the derivation rather than the order in which you are replacing the variables. The order in which we are replacing the variable does not matter. Ultimately everywhere you are going to get the same string, it is a to the power 4b everywhere. However, the structure of the derivation could be better understood with the help of what is called as derivation tree. And remember very well, there are certain properties of the derivation tree. What are they? That the root of the derivation tree must be the start symbol of the grammar. So here the start symbol of the grammar is S, and therefore the root of the tree will become S. And here when we add A and B as the child nodes of S, then S produces AB must be a production in the grammar. So we can say S produces AB is a production in the grammar. Similarly, A produces A is also a production. B produces B is also a production. A produces AA is also a production. And the yield of the tree, all the terminal symbols that you get in the last level, when collected from left to right, will form the terminal string that is generated with the help of that derivation. So what I mean to say that every internal node must be a variable corresponding to the grammar, and all the leaf nodes must be the terminal symbols belonging to the grammar. Remember very well, here S is the root of the derivation tree. In the grammar, S is the starting variable. A and B, all A's and B's, capital A and B are internal nodes, and therefore they will be variables in the grammar, and all leaf nodes, small a, small a, small a, small a and small b, all the leaf nodes must be the terminal symbols of the grammar. And this is how every word can be generated with the help of either rightmost derivation or leftmost derivation, and every derivation can be represented with the help of a derivation tree. And for a leftmost and rightmost derivation, the derivation trees are not going to change. Similarly, whenever you obtain any derivation tree, from derivation tree you can obtain leftmost derivation, you can obtain rightmost derivation, or you can obtain any other derivation. Now, if you want to obtain the leftmost derivation from the tree, how that can be done? Let us try. So what we will do, every time we will select the leftmost variable. So starting production to be applied will be S produces AB. Okay, then we will get a tree like this, S produces AB. Now we can select either A or B, but because we want leftmost derivation, we will select this A. Now it will become AA, capital A and B. Now we get a tree like this, we will get this much tree. Okay, here it is A, capital A and capital B. Again the leftmost variable is A, so we will apply A and capital B, and finally only variable left is B, so we will apply A and B. What I mean to say, from a given derivation tree you can obtain leftmost derivation, you can obtain rightmost derivation always. And there are certain properties. If you have got a leftmost derivation, then you will also get a rightmost derivation. Okay, so for every leftmost derivation there is also a rightmost derivation. Similarly, for every rightmost derivation there will also be a leftmost derivation, or what we can say that leftmost derivation and rightmost derivations are equivalent. Every LMD can be converted into RMD and every RMD can be converted into LMD. A leftmost derivation will be possible if and only if rightmost derivation is possible. Similarly, a rightmost derivation is possible if and only if leftmost derivation is possible. If you cannot obtain leftmost derivation, you cannot obtain rightmost derivation. If you cannot obtain rightmost derivation, you cannot obtain leftmost derivation. If you can obtain leftmost derivation, it means you can also obtain rightmost derivation. Similarly, if you can obtain rightmost derivation, you can also obtain leftmost derivation. Similarly, there are other properties that needs to be considered, that every rightmost derivation can be converted into derivation tree, every leftmost derivation can be converted into derivation tree, every derivation can be converted into derivation tree. Similarly, given a derivation tree, you can obtain rightmost derivation. Similarly, given a derivation tree, you can obtain leftmost derivation. So all these three things are equivalent, and I mean to say it goes like this. If there is a derivation, okay, then there will also be a rightmost derivation, there will also be a leftmost derivation, and there will also be a derivation tree. Similarly, you can interconvert all of them between anything. So I can represent it like this. Okay, and finally like this. Everything can be converted into everything else, and all the things are equivalent. Okay, so the total we have got 4 formats: derivation tree, simple derivation, leftmost derivation, rightmost derivation. Now, if at least one is possible, all 4 will be possible, and or none of them will be possible. Either all of them will be possible or none of them will be possible. Either all 4 will be possible or 0 will be possible, and everything can be converted into everything else. All these 4 formats are equivalent, and because all these 4 formats are equivalent, they are equally powerful. And what do I mean? They are equally powerful and they are equivalent. Either all of them will be possible or none of them will be possible. So these are the important properties about the derivations. You should remember what do we mean by LMD, what do we mean by RMD, and similarly you should understand the structural properties of a derivation tree. And something important, that root of the derivation tree will always be the start symbol. The leaf nodes of a derivation tree will always be terminal symbols. The internal nodes of the derivation tree will always be variables in the grammar, and whatever type of derivation you write, you are going to get the same derivation tree. Thank you.